Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Bald Metal Nerd coming at you with a different type of video. I thought I would do a one of those videos that are now starting to pop up more and more on YouTube where you kind of drive and talk, right? I just thought I'd try this format, see how you guys like it, give you a nice view of my double chin, right? Lovely, isn't it? So anyway, obviously you can see that I'm wearing a suit here, which is obviously not normal attire for me. I, of course, if you may or may not have guessed, I am on my way home from a job interview. And I have a little bit to say about interviews, because the whole process of finding a job and interviewing and all that is total fucking bullshit. I am actually returning from a second interview for a certain position. I'll talk about that here in a little bit, but I want to talk about kind of the process overall. Last week, currently this is April 13th, Thursday. 1 week ago, I took the entire day off work, and I thought I had 3 interviews scheduled, right? I had my first interview in the morning on that Thursday, and I thought it went extremely well. And it was actually a whole lot of fun. I actually laughed a lot in that interview. I really got along with the people interviewing me. The whole 9 yards. It was actually a really pleasant experience as far as a job interview goes. As job interviews goes, that was a good one. And actually, coincidentally, that's the one that I just went back, that I'm coming home from the second interview for. So that one went great. And then I had another interview at a different company, and that one was pretty mediocre. I thought it went okay-ish, right? But I didn't really feel like I connected with the interviewers all that much. Ironically, the company that I interviewed at the second, my second interview of that day, was a company that I skipped out on interviewing at maybe about a year ago or so, maybe a little more than that, when my whole layoff period happened last February, because I thought that another position I was taking would be great, but boy, was I wrong, right? Hindsight's 2020. So I was like, oh, finally, a chance to correct the mistake of skipping interviewing for this company. Well, the funny thing is, the very next day after that interview, after my second interview, I got the old rejection. It was, they liked you, but there's somebody who had experience doing the exact same thing already. Because what the company was that rejected me was a place that does stuff for credit unions. Like, it fucking matters in IT what the company does, right? It really doesn't. And they're like, yeah, the other candidate had experience dealing with credit unions specifically. Whatever. I mean, I don't really give a shit. I'm just like thinking to myself, I wonder if they interviewed me just to tell me no. Since I told them no on interviewing about a year ago, I can't help but wonder if it was a little bit of a vindictive move. It's a couple of women interviewing me too, so that. Yeah, and women hold grudges. Sorry, I know it's a sexist thing to say, but it's absolutely fucking true. Women hold grudges like no guys that I know. Women are just grudge holders. So, who knows? Anyway, but my main bitching aspect is about the third interview I had scheduled, right? I get an email from the HR bimbo, that she's like, yeah, they can't interview you. It was later on Thursday. They can't interview you today. Can you reschedule for Monday at 10:30 a.m.? I'm like, no, I sure can't, because my current job, even though I fucking hate it, I still have to do it, right? I can't just quit my job because, I have an interview, right? That doesn't fucking work that way. I have to schedule time off, and that was way too short a notice for me to schedule the time off work. And I responded back, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Here are some times that I am available. Can we work any of those? And then the response back I got was priceless. well, they are, really eager to fill his position and yada, yada, yada. It's a big hurry. And I don't know if they'll be available then. And I don't want you to miss out. And I'm thinking to myself, bitch, I took a fucking day off work just for fucking interviews, right? That's my whole fucking purpose for taking the fucking day off. And your asses can't fucking make it to the fucking interview. And you tell me at the last fucking minute. Oh, I was like, I get that feedback. I'm like, no, bitch, I can't just drop what I'm doing. You can't make the appointment. That's not my fucking problem. Here are the times that I am available that I can set time aside to do this, and I'm happy to do that. I didn't say no, bitch, obviously. I'm not going to do that. That's the attitude. It's like, give me a fucking break. And a cop just went by me at 80. Yeah. So anyway, that shit cracked me up. Like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. That's not on my radar right now. That's not something that I can do. So, needless to say, that interview didn't happen. What the fuck ever, though. It's like, I might... the hilarious thing? They just apparently, whoever they interviewed, they didn't like because they just reposted the fucking job on the internet. It popped up again as a new listing. Fucking retards, man. Fucking retards is what you deal with looking for a job. But anyway, back to my current, the second interview I had. Now, the first interview that I had was very jovial and lighthearted and a lot of fun. This interview I had, it was pretty long. My first interview lasted an hour and a half. This one, I think I did fairly well on the interview, but it's hard for me to say exactly what I think happened, because you can never predict these things, obviously, before you get the answer. It's impossible to predict. But they did say, hey, we're going to make a decision in the next few days and get back to you. So that's much quicker than, we'll talk to you in a week or two. Because I hate that shit. I don't think anybody likes hearing, we'll talk to you in a week or two. That shit's irritating, right? No, I don't hate that. So, who knows? I may get the job that I did the second interview for if I'm lucky. We'll see. It's a job that I am obviously pretty interested in. And that brings me to my next point here. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'm wearing a suit. And it made me start to think about the subject. This is a very overarching subject of conformity, right? And how there are different forms of it, how some of it is necessary, and some of it is harmful to individuals and to groups, right? Now, basically, I'm wearing a suit because it's the business professional dress that professionals are supposed to project, right? And because if it were up to me, I would never wear a fucking suit, right? They're just not my style. I definitely am a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy, but to conform, to be able to do the things that I want to do, obviously, I have to wear it's not even a suit. So, there you go. Kind of sucks, but, that's just part of life sometimes, right? So, and that to me is kind of a harmless type of conformity, and really, obviously, it's born out of, tradition. Traditional professional dress for a man is this, right? And traditions, in and of themselves, can be, pretty harmless. Some of them, but of course, some aren't so great. It just depends on what the tradition is. And obviously, some conformity is absolutely this necessity, for any sort of a society to function. If everyone simply followed their own whims all the time, you'd have total anarchy and total chaos, right? Like, for example, I'm driving, obviously, right now. If I didn't conform to the rules of the road, well, I could kill myself or somebody else pretty easily, right? So me conforming to the rules of the road, obviously, are a good thing. That's an example of a needed, conformity. I think politeness isn't such a bad thing either, just being polite to other people. It's kind of lubricates, it's the lubrication of the gears of society. You know, just being polite to other people makes getting along with them a lot easier. You're a lot likely to achieve whatever you want to achieve if you're polite to someone. But some conformity obviously is pretty harmful, right? Let's say, cults obviously are all about conforming to the group, right? And cults obviously they destroy people's lives. Nazi Germany obviously is another great example of conformity gone, terribly wrong, right? So, and then of course you have the example of cultures clashing with conformity too. Like right now, probably the biggest culture clash we have going in the world is Western society, Western civilization versus fundamentalist Islam, right? The two really aren't compatible very much. Our ideas of freedom and a lot of other things simply aren't compatible with fundamentalist Islam. And some, in a tiny portion of the immigrants that come over, obviously hold those views and can cause problems. But that's not to say that homegrown people can't have... it's not a whole lot different than, extremist Christian groups blowing up abortion clinics or whatever. It's the same end result. So I guess you could say Western civilization and extremist religion in general aren't really compatible with each other, because Western civilization supposedly is about freedom and individualism and all that, but working within a framework, whereas fundamentalist extremist religions are extremely strict guidelines of behavior. They advocate for some unpleasant things like killing gays and other things. And I know I'm just kind of generalizing here, and I'm really kind of going all over the place. So, that's basically kind of it. I know I touched on a few crazy-ass topics in this video, but it just got me thinking, and just thought I'd try this type of video. That's pretty much it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of any of the topics that I brought up here, what you thought of this style of video, if you like it, you hate it, whatever. Just be interested to hear your guys' thoughts. That's it. So, as always, if you liked me, thumbs up. If you hate me, thumbs down, share, subscribe, all that great stuff. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you guys next time.